let's take a look at why businesses don't sell. It's selling a business is hard. There's no way around that. Even in the best markets, it's estimated that about 80% of businesses don't ultimately sell. And why is that? Unrealistic value expectations is probably the first thing. Downward financial trends, financing issues. A lot of deals fall apart because of financing. But unrealistic value expectations is probably the most common. Business owners tend to look at the business through rose-colored glasses. Also, I spend a lot of time explaining to business owners that what you have in the business or what you need to get out of the business has nothing to do with how valuable the business is. The buyer's not going to care about that. So, you've got to have realistic value expectations. There's also other things that can happen in the presentation of due diligence. As I said before, psychology plays a big part in this. And the way you tell the story and how you tell the story and the materials you show to a potential buyer can all have an effect on whether they feel like that this is the business for them. There's also the personality conflicts can get into it. When you're negotiating directly with a buyer, that's an adversarial position. And then ultimately, once you agree on everything, you're going to then have to switch hats and be friends with this person so that you can help them transition the business and do everything that needs to be done to make sure they're successful. So that can sometimes cause problems. Ultimately, it takes a long time to sell a business. I mean, from the time you first say, hey, I think I might want to sell this business, from then to the point of putting all the materials together you're going to need to put together to market that business, to listing the business, to vetting the buyers, to negotiating with buyers, to getting attorneys and accountants involved, to waiting on the buyer to get financing and dealing with the SBA a lot of times, negotiating a final agreement, and then pushing the thing all the way to close. A lot of times that's going to take a year or longer from the first time you get the idea of selling a business. And the big thing I would want to encourage you there is don't lose focus. Don't forget that your primary job is still running that business. If you are trying to sell your business and that's taking so much of your time that you lose focus on the business and the business numbers start taking a dive, that's really going to affect your ability to sell that business. And so that's where a lot of times we come in. As business brokers, we can handle that role for you while you're still running the business. We will do everything from creating all the marketing materials for the business, listing the business, vetting all the buyers, speaking to each buyer, making sure that they've got the financial wherewithal to buy this business, that they've got the expertise to be successful in this business and to be able to convince their bank to give them financing for this business. And all the way through to helping you produce the due diligence materials, to helping the buyer get financing, all the way through to final payment and getting you paid and out of the business.